Okay, let's start doing the stream. Last week when I started doing this, I didn't really do much of an intro be- because I thought I was just gonna start streaming and it didn't matter. But when I started looking at the VOD, there wasn't anything. Uh, it wasn't very clear when other people started watching the VOD. So basically, what we're gonna be doing today is essentially go through Wuthering Waves' story. I think I got through a bit of it the last time, and then I played a little bit more. And I want to see whether I can get through more of it this week and try to finish it, because I do want to do some videos related to it, but I need to finish the story in its entirety before I'm able to do that. Aside from that, before we do that, I want to kind of take a look at some of the Genshin preview teasers and the 4.7 one, because I didn't have time to do it last week. And once we get through that, then we'll basically go through Wuthering Waves. So let's look at the Natlan preview teaser first. This doesn't have closed captions for some reason, so I'm just gonna play it and just gonna see what happens to it. What in the world is this? Is everything gonna be tinted red? Because Natlan is the land of pyro. These don't look like typical monsters that you would see and fight. Are they like introducing something new? Why does he look like Monster Hunter? Okay. I mean, I didn't see the whole program thing, so I don't know the context for this. But I'm gonna switch out the video because I want to see the 4.7 trailer. What I'm kind of hoping for is that we get the Dainsleif story. I haven't been too into Genshin story at the moment, so I'm kind of hoping that this is where we're gonna get a lot of the lore related to the larger world, I guess. Because after the Fontaine storyline ended, a lot of it has kind of been character focused. We've talked about individual characters, so I'm kind of hoping we go back to the bigger story, I guess. So let's kind of go through 4.7 and see what's gonna happen.
I'm on. Would you join us and play Marechaussee Hunter Judgment Day?
This script was adapted from.
Hold on, sorry. I'm gonna be pausing a lot because if you've ever seen my trailer videos, I pause and talk a lot about what I think the law is gonna be like. This, like, because we know of the Hexen Circle, every time I see like a teacup, I automatically just default to, oh, it's gonna be the Hexen Circle again. But I don't know, maybe this is just an event game thing or something like that.
This script was adapted from the real history of the Marechaussee Hunters. You all will play the role of hunters from a bygone era and resolve a series of events unfolding in the capital.
Oh, this is a character I've been waiting around for quite some time.
They fought against monsters, while I fight
Florine.
against lawbreakers. For when I draw my blade, I am but an instrument of Fontaine's law.
Is she a sword user? Looks like it. Why have they not introduced guns into the game, like as a main weapon?
Loaded. Time to testify.
That's pretty cool.
Madam Mage says that every page of a storybook is a segment of the present.
Hold on, Madam Mage? Says a segment of the present. What's the name of that person who is on the Hexen Circle who writes stories? If I'm not mistaken, she's already deceased, but I can't remember her name.
So vast and mysterious. There must be quite a story
New character?
behind this place.
I bet it's the 4-star.
Well,
Yeah,
I'll
it
explore
is.
this place with you to the end. Let's never stop hoping for victory. Way ahead of you. Move or be moved.
Two Electro characters is kind of interesting.
Fighting ability, of course. It's just so much more dangerous in there than I ever
Sigrid?
imagined. Well, if it hurts, just let me know. Let's blow bubbles!
What the hell kind of ability is that?
Just relax.
A strange disease, one I suspect that every Fontanian suffers from.
But they don't trust me at all. Do you really think it matters whether I'm Melazine or a human?
I don't believe Master would suddenly disappear for no reason. There must have been something she just had to do.
In the new world,
Ooh, what in the world is this?
To the shrouded sun. At last, they no longer needed to dwell on their suffering, or try to differentiate between various thoughts of blasphemy. Such was the price they paid, and thus...
Okay, finally. We are gonna get a continuation to Dainsleif's, or that whole other part of the Archon story that's related to Dainsleif, and... Oh man, I'm forgetting all the names right now. The last time we saw him was when we had to deal with the Sinner and Clothar Alberic, right? And his son, which took off the mask or something. I don't remember the details, but yeah.
Souls became cleansed and pure.
The way he's holding his sword, he must
Hold on, what was that? What does that look like? Okay,
be
just a symbol of a hunter.
you used it yourself, didn't you? That's why you have a human appearance.
That's quite the gamble. But I believe that I am the one walking into a trap.
Ooh!
One day, I shall have my vengeance.
That way, Captain Dainsleif could accomplish his own goal. The loom of fate has already been completed.
Traveler, let me ask you this. Do you believe your sibling to have betrayed you?
I'm kind of curious who's the one speaking in that final moment. It sounded like the doctor, but probably it isn't. I don't know. But yeah, it's good that we are getting a continuation of that story, because I'm very much interested in seeing what happens to this part of the story, which is the what do you call that thing? The oh god, I'm completely blanking out. The whole Dainsleif part of the story, with all the backstory on the sibling and all that stuff. Because I don't know, Genshin has been kind of slow, I guess, with the story. I mean, maybe it's just me. I haven't really gotten into a lot of the individual character stories. Like, I tried to play the Arlecchino one, but I just couldn't get into it. So I'm hoping that this is the part where we get a bit more on the overworld lore. So that's always interesting. And usually after the Dainsleif patch, so I guess 4.7 is the Dainsleif one. 4.8 is when we're gonna be getting the vacation one. Usually we go to the islands with Klee or whatever it is. And then after that we move to the next patch, right? So probably we're gonna have 4.7 be Dainsleif one, 4.8 be the last patch of the Fontaine, and then the next time when we go to 5.0 it's gonna be Nutline. But yeah, Hopefully it's interesting enough that I'll jump into it. But for now, let's go back to what we are originally here for, which is Wuthering Waves. Now, a few things happened between the last stream and the current stream. Okay, hold on. The volume is super loud. I heard they patched the music, so now it's like there's a lot. You can actually hear the music now, but I don't know. Sometimes it's kind of loud. Okay, so a few things happened. I played the story a little bit more, all the way up until we met, what's his name? The really badass looking topaz, Scar, yes. And heard his story about the black lambs and the white lambs sacrificing their own people for wishes and stuff like that. And I had quite a few ideas about what that might mean, though I haven't finished the story, so I don't know whether what I had in mind was gonna be, anything accurate. And after that, I just played around a bit, and I kind of pulled a few summons because I was bored. Farming echoes isn't necessarily attention grabbing. So I was lucky enough to kind of get Jian, which is kind of my main now. The big problem I have is trying to figure out who to summon for the choice banners, because we got two. One is from the ticket and another one is from the one where you have to reach 80. Now, I'm not sure who to summon because I got Encore on the beginner banner. Then I kind of needed a healer, so I thought about going for Verina. But then I heard Genshin is kind of good. I guess it's kind of going up in the ranks. And it's becoming a bit difficult to choose because then I know Yin Lin is coming out in the next patch and Calcharo is really good with her. So I'm kind of torn between these three because I know I can guarantee two of them through the banner and the 360-day one. I just can't decide who to get first. I think the better choice is probably Verina because I don't have her and she's a healer. But I heard Genshin is quite good in content that doesn't have a time cap. So yeah, I haven't decided on this yet. I'm kind of just holding it off until the very last moment. And the other thing that I have a problem with is I initially summoned on this banner because I wanted this guy. I can't remember names for some reason, but the gun guys with glasses, whatever his name is. I wanted to get him specifically because I heard he's a pretty good sub DPS. And I got really lucky and got Jian, so now I'm a bit unsure whether I should be summoning more on this banner to kind of confirm this guy. But, you know, if you summon on a banner for 4 stars, you're probably going to get unlucky and not get that 4 star. So I don't know. Anyways. Hi Deka, nice to meet you too. How are you doing? Have you tried Wuthering Waves? Anyways, let's go for the story. That's kind of what we're here for. Also, I know that there's a lack of the cat. Yep. So, I know there's a lack of that cat. I'm trying to turn it on, but I can't find it. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, this cat. It's there. It's just that I kind of have to turn it off while I'm recording the story because I need the footage for gameplay purposes. So that's why it's not there. But if I'm chatting or something like that and I'm not doing anything on screen, then I'll probably have it come back on. So for now, I'm just gonna turn it off. And then we're just gonna go with the story. Because that's kind of... I'm doing good. I mean, I've got a long weekend coming up, so I'm gonna be kind of going through all this Wuthering waves. Hopefully, I can get to the end. I heard there's quite a bit of controversy happening with all the data leaks and stuff, and I heard JP had a lot of problems with their data being, not only their data being leaked, but apparently there was problems with the weapon banner and stuff like that. So I don't know how that's gonna be resolved.
How did it go? Anyone hurt? Let me check on you. Phew, you're still in one piece.
Yeah, apparently there was like account IDs or account emails or something like that that happened. I don't know the full story,
Anything new about the tokens?
but it seemed to have riled up a lot of the GP players.
So those
I'm not sure whether it's
are
worldwide
here
though,
in Jinzhou now?
so it might just be like a
More
GP
serious than I
thing.
thought. Beats me. I've only ran into some bozos before. Those wackos are hell-bent on making their own resonators. Said there's no right or wrong when it comes to resonance powers, and everyone should have the right to them.
They use mechanical manipulation to integrate parts of tacit discords into human bodies, seeking power with such gruesome acts. I cannot bring myself to understand them.
That Scar guy you mentioned sounds like he's on a whole other level. How did the fight go?
It seems he didn't intend to kill us.
Speaking of Scar,
Even say throwing his punches.
the minute I saw him, I'm like super interested in getting him. His design is really up my alley because
Wrap my head
he uses
around it.
cards as weapons.
I went over the files.
So I'm not sure, like maybe someone who has played the CBT will know, but I didn't play any of those. So
Magistrate took office.
What
I'm kinda
happened to
curious.
Village in the end?
Don't worry, the crooks were brought
When
to
he will
justice
actually
and
be
most of the
released.
Villages were relocated to new settlements. But I didn't find anything in the files about that little girl you mentioned.
So Scar really did take her away. I agree. If only we could capture him.
I'm so lost. Why did Madam Magistrate point you to Chi-Chi Village anyway? What did she want to tell you with that?
And that Scar went there to tamper with the site and mislead you with fake clues. You mean? The Fraxidus was planning to tell you something about what had happened in that village. Then our magistrate intercepted by leading you there before they could?
he reminds me a lot of Topaz, I guess because of the hair color. But I don't know, I like characters who are a little bit unhinged. And he clearly knows what's happening with the story. Again, I'm not really that far into the story, so maybe it gets explained later. But from the way that he explained it, he mentioned that all those people who asked for wishes exchanged something in order to get those wishes, and they lost an arm or an eye or something like that. And then when you see Scar and his lady friend, again, I'm not remembering the names because this happened like a couple of days ago, they were covered in like bodily injuries. So it's very clear that they were referencing that story in terms of they went through the same experience. They probably made wishes themselves before realizing what the price was. So I'm kind of curious where the story will go from here, because I heard like the story so far up to this point has been kind of slow, but I heard that once you start meeting Scar and you start getting into the later acts, it gets a lot more interesting. So I'm really hoping this kind of picks up a bit.
Madam Magistrate knew they were going to lure you to the village, and she knew they weren't planning to kill you. Her token was a warning that the Fraxidus had their eyes on you.
so? You mean she's got someone looking out for you?
Or maybe she prepared other means of protection. What's the matter, Rover?
Another thing that I heard about this game was that a lot of people said the voice acting was
Jinzhou's history?
not that great.
War with the resurrecting Thermodian
But
and the Fraxis
I don't know, I think it's kind of a mixed bag. Some characters had really good voice acting, some characters have kind of...
Who exactly are
the delivery was a bit flat, maybe for me.
Come to think of it, the sundial's the last token we need to work out.
Mr. Mortefi said it's an intricate puzzle box. Madam Magistrate might have hid a real message inside.
What about Yang Yang? Yeah, her voice acting sometimes feels a bit sleepy, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's what they were going for, because I did see some news, people were talking about how the direction of the voice acting was having a bit of issues, but the Rover and Scar so far has been the most interesting, as far as the voice acting is concerned. Like, but Yang Yang feels a bit kind of sleepy whenever she talks.
Yes, it's the South, represented by the vermilion bird, one of the four symbols. Now we have the Shichen of Wei and vermilion bird. We should be able to solve the puzzle.
I mean, that could just be related to her personality or something, but
Symbols on the larger disc represent time, and we need to align the correct symbol with this pointer. It should be...
shoot, I should have been paying attention. I'm just gonna go with this. Let's just try it.
It's working. And now? Symbols on the smaller disc represent direction, and we need to align the correct symbol with this pointer. It should be... We have Tielong of the east, White Tiger of the west, Vermilion Bird of the south, and Black Tortoise of the north. According to the clues we've gathered, it should be...
Oh no, I completely... Vermilion, I guess? I don't remember. Let's just see what happens if I pick the wrong one.
Wow, you really solved it.
Okay. Guesswork for the win. Location of Jinzhou's Grand Library.
I don't think
Okay.
it's something we're allowed to see. Quick, Yang Yang, we should turn around.
Why is his mouth open like that? It's such a weird...
Maybe you should read it first, Rover? I see. The grand libraries in Huanglong are renowned for their vast databases, holding valuable information about the regions they represent. Their exact locations are kept confidential, but it is believed they hold answers to all questions one could ask. The grand libraries are vital for Huanglong's data security, managed by the regional sentinels, accessible only to the magistrates. They're rarely open to the public.
Kind of like a big pig.
Yeah, you see, like her voice acting just feels like
Data-wise.
the system giving you random information just feels deadpan and kind of slow.
Information there. Rover, if you need to visit the Grand Library in Jinzhou to find out who you are, I think it suggests two things. First, there is a strong link between your past and Jinzhou's history. Second, You must be a really significant person.
So you're super important to Jinzhou, maybe even all of Huanglong. Wow. I think we stumbled upon a real big shot when we didn't even know it.
What's the matter, Rover? Something wrong with the
HSR
sky?
question, are you going to pull for Firefly, Jade? Yes, I'm going to be pulling for Firefly. I've been saving for Firefly for a long time because I need a fire DPS and I don't have one.
It's also located
So
at the
I'm
city center.
kind of
If
hoping to
that's
get
what you mean.
her
City Hall was built when
in the next
Jinzhou was
patch. Hopefully she comes up first.
It's a popular landmark for locals giving directions.
I thought about summoning for Jade, but I don't know if erudition is in a good place in general. I mean, I did see her kit. It looked quite interesting, and she's a quantum erudition character. But for now, I'm probably just going to be summoning for Firefly. I'm also contemplating summoning for Boot Heal, but given Firefly is coming right after Boot Heal, I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Like an NPC? Yeah, it feels kind of like an NPC, but it feels like, you know, when you go through like tutorial narrations, that's what it sounds like to me. It's like kind of slow and flat. It's not a bad thing. I mean, it's just, I guess, an acquired taste.
See? What did I say? Covert ops. Real confidential stuff going on. Come on, Yang Yang. It's just a one-on-one meeting with Madam Magistrate. What's the worst that could happen? Relax, relax. Hey, are you really trying to stress her out?
I guess you're right. Still, please be careful. We'll be waiting for you.
Okay, so the act was literally just to kind of just talk to people. That's fine. Is anybody summoning for Firefly or for Jade? Do we know which characters are coming out for Star Rail after 2.3? We don't know yet, right? I don't think there are leaks yet. What I'm kind of hoping comes out in 2.4 is, I hope Sunday becomes summonable. If Sunday is coming out, I'm definitely summoning for Sunday. I know he's like a video. Actually, there's a video coming out today. I think it should be out by now. That talks about Sunday's mindset and all of that kind of stuff. So I know he's kind of has been a piece of crap, but I don't know. I really like his design, and I'm kind of curious what kit they're gonna give him. You're gonna summon for Firefly? Yeah, Firefly Enjoyers. I'm probably gonna do like a summon stream thing. I'll probably summon during the stream. That's probably a good idea. But I don't know if I can confirm her at this point. I've only got about maybe like up to 80. Yo Blaze, what's up, man? A lot of speculation says Sunday and Screwlum. Yeah, I'm hoping it's Sunday. Screwlum, I don't know. I've heard so many things about Screwlum. I heard he was going to be an erudition imaginary character, but I heard they've been kind of changing his kit between 5-star and 4-star, and it keeps going back and forth. Because there was, if some of you follow leaks, there was this huge leak way early in the game when they revealed like almost everyone's kit, and Screwlum was one of them. So I'm kind of curious what, you know, his kit is actually going to be finalized as. But if he's coming out with Sunday, I'm probably going to be going for Sunday. Because I don't think I can not go for Sunday. Have I shared my opinions on or theories on whether he's going to join the Celeron Hunters? Do you mean Sunday? Or who are you referring to, Mark? I haven't done a video about that. I'm not sure whether he will join the Celeron Hunters, but in the video that I think he's releasing, like it should have released by now. I scheduled it. The theory that I had was that he's probably gonna, maybe this is wishful thinking, but he's probably gonna have a redemption arc. And he's probably going to be our way into the true family. Because apparently the Penacony family one seems to be like this rogue offshoot of people who are just randomly doing stuff. So I don't know if he's going to join the Stellaron Hunters. There's still that possibility, but I'm probably leaning more towards him being our eventual go-between for the family. Because he still kind of believes in what the family wants to do. It's just that his implementation was bad. I wish there's a new path beside the 7 playable path. Yeah, I mean, I think compared to compared to Genshin, it's probably easier for them to introduce something like that because there are no reactions. It's all just a weakness-based thing. And even when you break the monsters or enemy or whatever you want to call it, each element has already specific categories. Like the elemental ones, they do dot damage. The imaginary and quantum are basically kind of like mini stuns because, and a bit of damage with quantum. So I don't think it's difficult for them to introduce something new, but whether or not they will do it is questionable, because in Genshin I know it's a bit tougher to do that because there's too many reactions that they would have to think about. Top left corner of the map carries a highlight mark. This may indicate the location of the puzzle. Oh no. Move vases to correct positions. What? I'm guessing it's in this room that I have to do something. But I'm terrible at puzzles. I have to move the vases to do something? Okay. Okay, it's probably this vase then. This vase of vase. Vase? Enter the grand library. Why is it hidden under a vase that just anybody can move? Like, what if some random cleaner just comes here and, oh, I'm going to clean this and I got to sweep under it, so I'm just going to move it. Oh, secret door. That doesn't seem like a really good security. I had the idea that we are going to have a new Trailblaze companion. My first opinion was Misha. Now that it's impossible, now I think about Firefly and Sunday. I have this really weird feeling that Firefly is... something might happen to her in 2.3 because there's still the third death that's about to happen. I mean, I don't know if they're going to kill off someone, but there's a tiny little death flag on Firefly. I hope she doesn't die, but yeah. Out of those 3, it's probably more suitable to go with Misha, right? But wasn't Misha just a memory meme thing? He can't actually leave Penacony, right? So then that leaves Sunday. I don't know. It's possible it could be Sunday. I mean, with what he's done, he's probably kind of left in this situation where probably nobody wants him and he might just end up as a nameless. Maybe, Sunday and Robin. That'd be interesting. We have Bronya, Raiden, Mei in HSR. Now waiting for Kiana to come to HSR. Is everyone forgetting about the Everflame mention? Mihoyo released the teaser only for them to be squashed. Yeah. I think with the Everflame mention, the story that we're gonna get is probably gonna be related to Duke Inferno's subordinates or children or whatever it is that he wants to call them. I'm still kind of surprised they took out Duke Inferno. I thought he was probably going to be summonable. I kind of liked his design, and he was a fire DPS, so I was hoping we're gonna get one of that.
Entrance to the database.
Gonna have all his little children that's gonna be evolved. They're probably gonna be coming back and like, oh, we wanna get revenge on Acheron or whatever. Oh, that's another possible candidate. It's probably gonna be Acheron that might join. Though, I don't know whether she wants to, because if you have Acheron joining the Nameless, it's gonna cause a problem in terms of the power creep within lore. Because now you have an Emanator of Nihility who can basically just swing her sword and solve practically any problem that requires force. So it's probably not going to be Acheron. No, they're not gonna kill a character. HSR is a wholesome. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think has any characters died so far aside from the Eons? I think there is, right? I think there's a lot of side stories that make mentions of it, but not like a main character. What in the world is... Oh, cutscene.
Part of the building is submerged. I should be able to find the hidden path underwater. It seems I have a puzzle to solve.
Oh god.
Guess I'll check on the mechanism in the middle first.
I don't want to do puzzles. This is probably a very poorly designed room. You don't want so much water. And okay, anyways. I think that her third death is more symbolic. The Stellar Hunter Sam. Yeah, I mean the guess that I had, I think I don't remember which video was it that I made that guess. Was basically that her death is going to be her not needing her suit anymore or something like that. Maybe right now she requires the life support. I think she mentions it. She needs the life support systems of her suit. Maybe after the events of 2.3, she won't need that suit anymore, so the Sam kind of dies.
I see. The control panel here does look like a musical instrument, but 5 music notes seem to be missing. So to gain access to the database, I will need to recover the 5 missing notes stored on those sono discs. What is that sound coming from behind the Symphodi?
Okay.
This must be one of the missing notes. Now, how do I connect it with the Symphodi?
We press F. That's how we connect it.
Part of the score holder just lit up, as I expected. The drum over there seems to have unlocked. A bell just raised out of the water. So that's what it meant by having the bells guide my path.
Strike the bell, adjust it to the correct orientation. Okie dokie then.
A new walkway has shown up. I must have solved the first puzzle. Seems I will need to look for more sono discs in there.
Oh yeah, Ting Yun. I completely forgot. We had an entire funeral and everything with Ting Yun. I kind of forgot about her. Firefly wants to die as Firefly, not Sam. And she can be a total nightmare for the players because she can die at any moment. Yeah, I mean... I don't think that it's totally impossible that her death is gonna be like what you said, like a symbolic death. It's just maybe who she is before or something like that.
Inside the city hall.
What in the world is this?
No, they're not.
Ah, I'm over leveled.
They must be some kind of digital simulation. It seems they are the guards here. Interesting how I'm not hearing sirens. despite having destroyed every one of them. Apart from the simulated tacit discords, it's unusually quiet in this place. I suppose it's telling me where I can find the next sono disc. I think it mentioned a direction. What does that last sentence mean, though? That sound. It's coming from the west.
You know, okay, I know that, yeah, you did mention that the main character does talk a lot more when they're alone. But I'm kind of curious whether the conversation that they're kind of having to themselves, or kind of repeating this, is just as a way to let people know where to go. So like they're kind of repeating, oh, I heard a sound to the west, so I should go to the west. What in the world is this room?
This is the second sono disc. I should bring it to the Symphodi.
Can I open the room here? Oh yes, I can. Cool. The rumor is that Sunday will join the Stellaron Hunters. Yeah, I'm kind of curious if that will happen, and if it does, what kind of a... I'm kind of curious what his motivations would be for joining them. Maybe Elio... And like, if he did want to join them, and Elio actually accepts it, then it's probably something where Elio actually knows that they might need him in the future, since Elio has all this, you know, spoiler abilities. So I'm kind of curious how they will kind of create that narrative.
The water level just dropped again. There's another 2 drums. One in the east and another in the west. I may find more sono discs down there.
Do I just jump down or?
It seems locked. Guess I'll need to activate the other one first.
Of course. Another thing I've noticed with Wuthering Waves is that when the main character is talking, it doesn't switch out to the main character model, which is the rover, and it just stays as, in this case, Jian.
So this is the right way to go. I'm being fed just enough information to work out the puzzle. This does look like Miss Magistrate's doing.
Okay.
The drum on the other side is unlocked. Guess I'll go check on it before I leave. Just to be safe.
The rumor is that Sunday will join the Stellaron Hunters and essentially replace Sam, as rumor that she more or less resigns as the Stellaron Hunters. Sam, aka Third Death, and join the Nameless as Firefly. Oh. You know, I had this kind of really weird idea when it came with Firefly. I didn't make it into a video because I didn't know how to expand on it. But the rather weird idea was that for some reason, I had this feeling that... So, the main character in Stariel is an artificial creation, right? Which the Stellaron Hunters, or specifically Elio, created to house the Stellarons. And when I saw Firefly and how kind of attached she was with the main character, the first thing that came to my mind is that when they created the main character, you know, as an artificial through cloning or whatever it is they used, like what if they used like some DNA from Firefly or something? That's pretty weird, isn't it? Like, because she seems so attached to the main character and they have the same grey hair color, which I don't think any other character has that hair color. So it immediately made me think like, oh, they're siblings. maybe they're like related in some way, like biologically, or they share DNA or something. Maybe that's why they're like Firefly is so attached, like a big sister kind of thing. I don't know. It's just weird. It's probably gonna ruin everybody's Firefly shipping theories, but I just thought it was funny that could be a possibility. So third death, essentially, Starron Hunter Sam will die and nameless Firefly was born. Yeah, I mean, I could see that happening. I do think that it's probably going to be a symbolic death, like she sheds her previous persona
Must be the sonodisc.
and becomes this totally new person under the nameless. Like, I wouldn't be totally, sad or anything if she joined the nameless. That's pretty cool. I think we kind of need more people to join the nameless. Right now, it's just the 5 of them, Welt, Himeko, and the Three Stooges, March, the MC and Dan Heng. So it would be nice if we had like 2 or 3 more people join.
Here it is. Time to deal with the
Hey Galaxy, how are you doing?
Jeju City Hall is the political hub, while the Grand Library holds vital data.
Harvey, you spoke too soon.
Retrieve the third
I knew you shippers were gonna be like, no, I don't want them to be related.
Wouldn't hurt to be more prepared.
I mean, maybe the next place or the next planet that they go to is like the Alabama version of Star Rail or something. So maybe that shipping still works. I don't know. Hey Apple, how are you doing? It will be interesting that in IPC arc, Oswaldo will be main villain as he represents Dark Side of Trailblaze, aka colonization. Yeah, I mean, when I did that video a week ago, I think, when I talked about what the next arc is going to be and related to the IPC, I do think that it's possible the IPC politics is going to come into the story. I don't know if it's going to be Oswaldo as the main villain. I know that that's the one that Diamond and what's his name? The other guy ousted. But I'm kind of interested in seeing whether... Okay, so if you remember, there is the whole thing with the chairman of... what's his name? The IPC, the original director or president of the IPC. The last time they saw him was when Fu Li appeared during his speech, asked him a bunch of questions, and then just left. And then after that, we don't know what happened to him. I can't remember his name right now. So it's rather interesting that the next story arc has something to do with the, or very likely to have something to do with the IPC. And then at the same time, we are getting something related to March. So I'm wondering whether the Remembrance, Black Swan, March, the IPC, all of these are going to come together in the next arc. Because we know that March is getting a new ability in the next patch, right? So in the next section or patch, I don't know what you call it, but she's apparently getting new abilities. So I'm kind of curious whether we're going to learn what happens with the president of the IPC and where he has gone to. Because the last Eon that saw them were Fu Li. So yeah.
Platform. The bells will lead my
Firefly can take Tiernan's role as the train guard.
I'll go work out the passageways.
Yeah, I mean, that's possible. I was always kind of under the impression that Dan Heng was one of the guards. But yeah, I can see Firefly doing that job. I mean, she's a straight up cold-blooded killer, isn't she? Like every description of Firefly that I've read from the Stellar Hunters basically says that she's, super efficient and doesn't hold back in fights. She just ends the fight before it starts.
Almost there.
Good to know that you're good, Galaxy. Have you summoned for Boot Hill? Or are you saving for Firefly? When did that happen, the Fu Li part? I think it was mentioned somewhere if you went and read the... I don't remember his name. Let me just look it up real quick. Just give me a second. Alexander Fleming, was that his name? Like the IPC's president? Or Louis Fleming? I don't know who the Alexander Fleming is. I think it's Louis Fleming. So if you looked at like Louis Fleming's story, it basically mentions that Fuli appeared to him during his speech, and we know that Fuli doesn't appear for anything other than it's super important to the universe, right? So I'm curious whether we're gonna get a resolution to that story, because it ties the remembrance to the IPC, and we know that the IPC is gonna be the next part of the story, supposedly. How many days until 2.3? I don't remember. I think usually each banner is about 3 weeks. We only got Boot Hill, so probably a couple of weeks. But we're probably gonna get the special program like maybe in 2 weeks' time, I guess. I'm supposed to jump down, right? This is what happens when I ramble too much and not listen to what's going on. Oh, there it is.
This is the last one. They've prepared quite the welcome for me.
Yes, but you see, I am over leveled. Look at this chunky boy.
I have the last sauna disc ready.
How do I go up again?
Time to go back to the Symphony.
Saving for Firefly. Yes. All Firefly Wanters unite. I hope I can get her. I don't have a guarantee, and I don't think I have all the way to 140 summons or whatever it is you need to guarantee her. Next week special program. Yes. Thank you for that. I'm probably gonna watch it live as it comes out. I usually don't, because I've been asked a few times. People were asking to do special program. React to the special program. But the special program is super long, and like, just look at what I'm doing. I'm rambling for like 50 minutes on just random stuff. So I kind of didn't want to make a video, because then the video will just end up being like 5 hours long. But since I've started streaming, it's probably a good idea to just cover that for like one entire stream. Oswaldo is former nameless. He committed many atrocities like causing Afghan genocide. Was he a former nameless? Oh, I didn't know that. How did I miss that? I just know that Oswaldo was mentioned during the 1.4 part where they were talking about how they got their backing from that other guy, but I didn't know he was a former nameless. Probably missed that. I'm enjoying all your vids in the HSR. Oh, that's very flattering. A lot of it is just random nonsense, so thank you for that. Next week are the drip marketings and the special program. We'll have a week of Boot Hill until 2.3.
So this is the Grand Library. It's said to hold the answers to every question imaginable. I'm not seeing anyone here. I guess the magistrate is yet to arrive. Well, it wouldn't hurt to browse the archives for a bit as I wait for her to show up.
Oop, cutscene.
Thank you for leading the way, Rover.
Ooh,
What a
Scar.
magnificent place to set foot in. Extensive.
I really like Scar's design.
How I want to carve the
It's like an unhinged, unemployed Topaz.
to shreds.
Look at his crazy eyes.
Thought you'd seem a bit more surprised. I wonder why.
Sanhua.
So you've laid a trap for me.
cannot escape.
What a shame I can't stay and play with you a bit longer. Till we meet again, dear friends.
You're not going anywhere.
Damn, I really want to summon him now. Oh no, it's a boss fight. Oh no, no, I'm not paying attention to this.
Speeding up. Synchronization.
This is the one thing that I was a bit worried about when I started streaming, because
Speeding up.
I'm a lore content creator, so my gameplay just sucks. And I'm just spamming buttons at this point.
Ready for battle. Tell truth.
And I'm completely forgetting all my rotations. And I'm too...
Bide the time.
No, 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 I'm not paying attention. Oh wait, I'm over level. Doesn't matter, I'm not taking damage at all.
Tell truth from the sun.
Yeah, the monkey's gonna kill him. I don't even have to ult. There you go. Oh, what is that? That's so creepy. I'm having second thoughts about summoning him.
You just offer yourself up to be prey. It's just the two of us.
No. Yeah. So, if anyone is like seeing how bad I'm playing this game, this is why if anybody ever requests for me to play things like Dark Souls, I'm never gonna do it because I'm terrible at those games and I'm a sore loser.
The truth. Don't jump to conclusions so soon. Are you so?
I'm over leveled and I'm still screwing up.
Why can't you place some of that trust in me? Or do I have to crush you?
You see how much my stamina bar is? I'm like running out of stamina. You know why? Because I'm spamming it with like
Let the winds
no regard for any strategy or plan.
synchronization.
You're wide open.
This is why I need like a bunch of healers and shielders, so that I don't screw up. Alright, cool. Does he die here? I don't think so, right? They just introduce him. It's unlikely that he just dies.
So you knew I was following you all along, huh? My Elysium only breaks under coordinated attacks from both sides. I can never get rid of all these pesky little helpers around you, can I?
I'm gonna pause here just for a little while because I think I'm gonna be responding to a few things. I cannot do two things at the same time. Any plans to open up a Discord? No, not at the moment. I used to run a Discord and a Twitter in another life, and I just don't have the time to do it. That's kind of the reason why I decided to stream. It's not because of any particular reason. It's more because I kind of wanted to have a different way to interact with the viewers from the channel, but I just don't have the time to manage the Discord. So no plans right now. So do you think Oswaldo is perfect villain for IPC arc? Yeah, I mean, we don't know too much about him, so I can't say for sure if he's gonna be a good villain. But what I'm kind of hoping with villains from the IPC is that it's gonna all be more about tactical maneuvering and strategy and outplaying each other, like plans, like a business thing, rather than an all-out fight. So I'm kind of hoping that's what we see with the IPC. It becomes more of a bunch of strategists fighting each other in the boardroom. That's what I'm hoping to kind of see. theory about Anna was mostly true. Yeah, I that I did that video like weeks before it released, and I was going back and forth thinking, oh, should I post this? I think it's kind of dumb. There's kind of no way they're gonna go with this. But in the end, I was like, I already did the video, so might as well. It's kind of a happy accident that it turned out to be partially correct, so I'm not complaining. How are you liking Wuthering Waves so far? It's okay. I mean, the thing that kind of stands out to me the most is the combat. I actually like the combat. It's fun, despite my kind of really crappy showing just now. But it can be really complex. So I'm guessing that the more characters come out, the more this is going to be, you're going to find different combos and stuff like that. So I really like the combat so far. The story so far is like, it started off kind of slow for me. But when Scar got introduced and there was that story about the black sheep and what's happening now, I'm starting to get into it. So who knows? Maybe once I end up finishing it, I'll probably do I'll cover a video about it at some point. Anyways, let's continue with this.
You've joined hands against me with Miss Magistrate here. It does hurt my feelings, you know? You're always so popular.
Is that Noelle from Black Clover? She looks exactly like Noelle from Black Clover.
Are you all right, Rover?
I'm not gonna even try to say her name. Jinxi?
Of course he is. How could I ever have the heart to hurt him? Consider my moment of failure a gift of sincerity, Rover. I trust you haven't forgotten our conversation earlier. Choose me. I'll tell you everything you want.
I mean, it's kind of a dubious offer. If he wanted to tell you everything, he would have already told you everything. So
I see. So she made the move before I could and told you all of it already.
I have this impression that this story is gonna be one where it turns out everybody has their own agendas and no one's the good side or the bad side here. I don't know.
Tell me how you set me up.
I'd love to see Aventurine and Boothill working together to get revenge against Oswaldo. I mean, that's probably what's gonna happen, right? Eventually. Like, I don't see what the Galaxy Rangers are currently here for.
But it only points me to the Grand Library. There's no meeting time. I've solved the puzzle. The discs have been rotated, and the two symbols are now glowing. With this glowing light, a shadow is cast onto two other symbols. The black tortoise of the north to the city hall. And the time reads, the Shichen of Cho, in the wee hours of the morning.
I bet she's gonna come out in the next batch.
It's been 3 days. We both made it on time. Allow me to formally introduce myself. I am Jinxi.
Jinxi.
It brings me great joy to see you, Rover.
Is this part of the Honkai universe? You mean the game? This game? No, I don't think so. It's definitely not, right? It's a different game altogether.
An emergency forced me to leave, and I only had the time to prepare some tokens for you. Please pardon my lack of hospitality.
Fracturus?
Yes. The Sentinel of Jinzhou is currently absent. Correct. The Sentinels guide and guard humanity as a symbol of our civilization. When a region's sentinel goes absent, chaos is bound to ensue. As this news could lead to civil unrest, please keep it a secret. Jinzhou's sentinel Jue is being held captive by the Fraxidus. I had to postpone our meeting and put all my effort into finding its whereabouts. Yes, our thoughts are connected, to a certain degree. I can sense his memories, feelings, and surroundings, though not very clearly. Unfortunately,
Oops.
I haven't.
Kind of missed out that
I can feel
prompt.
Jue is in danger. The good news is I have figured out the culprit behind all of this.
Is it Scar?
Precisely.
Yeah.
The Fraxidus plans to advance another lament and cause disasters worldwide. Overseer Scar had several objectives upon infiltrating Jinzhou. To track you down, to test your strengths, and to make you join their cause. To abduct Jue and to resurrect the Threnodian in advance. They must have discovered your value, likely from one of Jue's prophecies. If you
Oh, so
join
that's how
them,
she knew he
you
was
gain
coming.
significant
Basically,
power.
the Sentinel
Should you
has
refuse to join,
prophecy
the Fraxidus
abilities.
will likely want to eliminate you, so you don't get in their way. I have a plan to apprehend Scar. Once we capture him, the Fraxidus won't be that much of a threat to you for the time being.
I need a Welt story arc. I don't think that's happening anytime soon. It seems that Welt has quite a... Okay, I didn't play Honkai Impact, so I don't know what the story is gonna be. Or what his past is. I know that he came here. But there's a lot of things that are still kind of unanswered with Welt. I mean, I know why he's sort of attached with Himeko. I also know that he came with this blonde friend that we haven't yet met. So I think that when we eventually get a Welt story arc, it's probably going to be super tied in with Himeko. And that's probably going to happen like way down the line. I don't think they're going to... I don't know. They could, but I just don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Personally, I'm expecting some kind of twist in 2.3 to wrap up Penacony. I don't know. Usually the story tends to revolve around the characters that are coming out, right? So we know that Firefly and Jade is going to be coming out. So my assumption is that it's probably going to be something that wraps up Firefly's story. And then it's probably when Jade comes out, we're going to probably have a transition towards what's happening with the IPC. Because if we take 1.0 as an example, the first part of 1.0 was Bellabog, and then the latter part is the Xianzhou Alliance, right? So it might be that Penacony and the family is the first part of 2.0 up to 2.3 or 2.4. And then the latter part is probably going to be something related to the IPC. That's my guess at this moment.
If you're willing to lend us a hand, I will ensure your safety during our cooperation.
Let's just agree to shit.
Thank you for your trust, Rover. Speaking of which, you seem to have already gathered a lot from the tokens.
Let's talk about the mangosteen.
Impressive, Rover. The threat Jinzhou is facing is far worse than meets the eye.
I don't know if it's just me, but a lot of these characters, their eyes seem kind of lifeless.
One of the Threnodians will soon be reawakened. They are the enemies of human civilizations, born from the dark side of our collective consciousness. We must defeat them to protect all of humanity.
born from the dark side of our collective consciousness. Why does that sound a little bit like the eons, but completely opposite?
We have been doing our best to prevent the disaster, but the Fraxidus is accelerating the Threnodians' revival. Indeed. You have defeated the Crownless and absorbed its echo with your bare hands. It is the tacit discord that embodies the concept of warfare. Resentment of the fallen, fright of the ignoble, those are the emotions that lay ground for its birth. The Crownless is a tacit discord that possesses powers from the reviving Threnodian.
Yeah, the eyes, like some of the characters have eyes that just kind of look
Jinzhou is a
like
border
dead.
state with an unbreakable will and a strong spirit of resistance.
Maybe I'm being a bit too critical, but
We also fear the
it's just a
consequences of
nitpick.
life.
It's not a big deal.
The Threnodian can prey on that. You, however, you were able to defeat and absorb a Threnodian-related tacit discord with your bare hands and resonate with other TDs.
She actually said TDs. Okay.
Meanwhile, Huanglong's records mention a hero with similar powers who saved our nation during the Threnodian War. He is mentioned in literature dating back to Jinzhou's establishment. To uncover your true identity, this could be a helpful lead to pursue.
She's staring right into my soul. Like, why is his mouth always open? Okay, I'm complaining too much.
Based on my own deduction and the prophecies of Jue.
Is anybody having problems with the game itself? I heard a lot of people had issues with crashes and things like that.
You mean
I haven't had any issues like that, but so far, but I sometimes do see like graphical bugs or glitches.
I see. Do you mind letting me know what you remembered? Since it's related to our sentinel, I might be able to help.
Genshin has the same issue?
Over the memories of which you speak.
Yeah, I mean they do, but with Genshin the thing that I kind of noticed is that, and this is likely because it's dubbed in another language and probably the animation was done based on the original language, which is Chinese or Mandarin. And the thing that's most noticeable with Genshin is that you can see the mouth animation still going even though there's no voice coming out. So like with Genshin I kind of noticed that, but with this it's the eyes.
As I mentioned earlier, I can resonate with Jue, our sentinel. Your recollections, they align with what I've witnessed in Jue's memories.
They're really focusing on the eyes. Like,
Yes, I do remember seeing something similar. I believe it had truly happened in the past. In other words, you may be the person mentioned in our records.
okay.
The unwavering presence by our sentinel's side, bonded by an unbreakable trust.
I don't reckon. It's a weird choice
Resonators
of it.
tend to live a longer lifespan, but it is indeed unprecedented to live hundreds of years without any sign of aging.
Which means there's probably like timey-wimey mumbo-jumbo
So
things
many
happening.
mysteries about you remain unsolved, and your age is just one of the unknowns. Sorry, but I don't know. Jue's last piece of information pointed to the Northfall Barrens, where you should find the Threnodian. I pray you will find your answers there. A Threnodian is resurrecting, and our nation is in grave danger. This reminds me of the Threnodian War all too much. Perhaps this has something to do with your mysterious appearance in Jinzhou.
That's another thing that I haven't truly grasped in this story. It's like she mentions here that our nation is in grave danger. I don't have a sense of scale in terms of like, it's just the immediate area in which we are in the nation that she's talking about, or is it a far bigger thing?
Not really. I don't plan to believe in a hero showing up out of nowhere and protecting us.
I wish there was more optimization options. Even with the VSync off, the frame rate isn't great. Yeah, I've heard a lot of complaints about how the game is a bit unoptimized. And there's issues with crashing, and apparently some people play just for a bit and it crashes.
I have about your past, as I know it is troubling you. I want to help you, and that is all there is to it. Thank you for considering lending us a hand. Your help is much appreciated. But please, do not feel obligated because of the information I shared.
Alright.
They're my people, and the responsibility to keep them safe should fall on no one else but my own shoulders. I am saying this because I have faith in my abilities, and even more so in the bravery of Jinzhou's soldiers and our people. You deserve to make your own decision about this after uncovering your true identity. I appreciate everything you've done for us during the past few days, and perhaps even longer ago. Once it all settles, I am ready to accommodate and assist in whatever future decision you make. You can leave Jinzhou, or the entire Huanglong if you wish. If you ever need me again, you need only ask. Let's keep this a secret between the two of us. How does that sound?
Why is bro smiling so much? Yeah, I have no idea. Half the time he's just sitting there with an open mouth.
For committing multiple felonies in Huanglong.
Is Elio a cat? Yes! Yes, Elio is a cat. Without a doubt. Every chance I get to say it, I'll say it. Elio is a cat.
What do I want to say, huh? While I'd love to tell you another story, I guess that's not what you want to hear. Let's cut to the chase, Madam Magistrate. I'm getting bored already.
Very well. You will answer only our questions from now on.
Sure, why not? What do you want to know?
How do we know he's not lying though? Like, couldn't he just lie?
A sentinel such as Jue can predict and
Oracle
predict
engine.
future events. It gets in our way of achieving our sublime vision. We merely wanted to topple the set future built on lies and take control of our own destiny.
Okay. The story is about a fixed destiny. Everybody has a part to play. And what the quote-unquote bad guys are trying to do is basically free themselves from that destiny that is pushed on everyone. Yeah, it's like with Star Rail, it's not explicitly mentioned yet, but I definitely do think that's what's happening. So it seems like that's the theme for this story as well. I mean, if you said like that, Gigi could also be lying. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, with the way the story is going, and I said this earlier, I have a feeling this is a situation where there is not going to be any good guys and everyone is just out for themselves.
Sure, why not? What do you want to know?
I could be wrong though.
The Threnodians. They hold the key to our ideal. Together, they will bring us the promised true lament. And we will embrace the new world that is bound to come.
The other thing that's kind of interesting for me is that with how the story is themed around fixed destinies, and the theme around like sound being the underlying thing that's happening. It kind of reminds me of Lord of the Rings for some reason. Because in Lord of the Rings, the universe was created based off of the song that the creator god Eru Ilúvatar basically he sang the, or was it him that sang? I don't remember. But it was either him or the Vala that sang existence into reality. So I wonder whether what he's talking about, what Scar is talking about here, is basically taking the discords within the music that is fate so that they can change it and do what they want.
Sure, why not? What do you want to know? What is the lament? Disaster? Curse? Some kind of punishment? People only see the surface. The lament brings death, destruction, and countless reverberations. Reverberations that will be reflected, overlapped, and interwoven during the lament. They will be our salvation. The only path to a new life form and a new civilization. Sure, why not? What do you want to know? Our goal has always been the same. We want you to join us. Forces battle over you, causing all this strife. And yet you remain unaware of your own worth. Are you really that naive? Or are you just dense?
Has it got something to do with maybe the main character is able to change all these songs and stuff?
Our interest in you is not affected by such trivial matters. Sure, why not? What do you want to know?
Honestly, best character in general out of all the ones we've met so far, I really like Scar. I know he seems batshit insane, but
You kidnapped Jue and revived the Threnodian, accelerating the next lament. This is proof enough that you are the enemy of Jinzhou and all humanity.
how do I feel about the English dub for this game? It's a bit of a mixed bag. Yeah, I mean, the problem with this sort of thing is I almost never switch to other things. Like when I watch anime or something, if I watch it in Japanese, it's weird if I transition to English, and it's the same vice versa. If I start off with English, it's weird if I jump to something else. So like I don't have a sense of how to compare these things because I'll only just be looking at the English one. Maybe I'll try the Japanese one. Because if anyone has ever watched the One Piece live action one, I started off with English. It was kind of weird. And then when I went to Japanese, it felt a bit more at home. So I kind of stuck with that. So maybe I'll try the Japanese one with this. But so far the English one is kind of a mixed bag because I think some of the characters, the voice acting direction is kind of flat. And then I think Scar and the main character is kind of good. Scar VA is carrying the voice acting. Yeah, I mean like so far his voice acting has been probably the best out of the people we've met so far.
Force Rover to join you.
Everyone else just feels kind of flat to me.
And I will not
And kind
allow
of
any harm to come his way.
low energy, I guess. I don't know how to describe it.
How confident you sound. As the Threnodian's resurrection approaches, Jinzhou is barely holding on. How much longer do you think you can keep up this?
Like you can hear the crazy in his voice. That's why I think like Scar is so far pretty good.
Thank you for your concern. We have crushed your schemes once, and we can do it again. I have one last question for you. Abducting Jue, stalking Rover, and setting up an ambush in Cheater village. You couldn't have accomplished that all on your own. Unless...
I mean, didn't we...
Unless I'm not the only overseer in Jinzhou, right? I have answered all your questions with full honesty. I don't mind you knowing because it won't make any difference. You can try to stop us with all you have, but it's too late to change the course of history. Now, I have one question for you. You seem convinced we caused the disappearance of Yue. What if I told you there was more to it? Would you be curious?
About Yue. What else do you know?
Come closer and I'll tell you, Madam Magistrate. It's a secret for your ears only.
How dare you? Madam Magistrate,
Sunhwa's not bad. The voice acting, I mean.
No. It can't be.
Shocked, aren't you? But there's more. What if I told you your sentinel had made this prophecy a long, long time ago?
What is the reveal gonna be?
Your all-seeing sentinel abandons you now, of all times. Need I say more?
He wasn't captured. He just left. Maybe that's what's happening.
Adding a touch of extra fuel to the fire that will soon consume all. Rover, care for a wager? I know you've been searching for answers about your past, and I've got news for you.
watch out!
Never handcuff somebody with their hands behind their back because you can't see what they're doing.
You have been chosen to join us, ushering in the new world.
How did he say that entire sentence while this card is like slowly moving?
To us with no hesitation.
Hey Chad, how are you doing?
The Fraxidus awaits your arrival with open arms.
The card is like slowly moving and he's saying like this entire monologue. This guy is put in jail. It's okay. How many episodes do you watch One Piece? I didn't really. I kind of stopped watching the anime because there were too many kind of recaps and stuff like that. So I just continued reading the manga. And if you're asking about the manga, then I'm up to date with the latest chapter with Egghead and Vegapunk's reveals. Although the most recent chapter was just kind of seemed like he was kind of drawing it out. So. I like Jinchi. She remind me of Noelle from... Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Like, she looks exactly like Noelle from Black Clover. It's definitely the hairstyles. It's the bangs. And the twin tails. And the hair color. And the fact that she seemed to have control water. I think she's probably Noelle from Black Clover.
What he mentioned about our sentinel is highly sensitive. I cannot disclose it yet. Not before verifying it myself.
I'm also kind of curious behind the... Obviously, the more of these... The longer this sound bar thing is, the stronger the person is, right? But I'm kind of curious whether, like, how elaborate does it get? Does the strongest person in the world have, like, an entire body length worth of sound bar on his body or something?
Is it a ploy to create distrust among us? Or... I must first find our sentinel to uncover the truth. Jue is the guardian sentinel of Jinzhou. It is responsible for assisting Jinzhou's magistrate in administrative affairs. While I am the final decision maker, without the assistance of Jue, I cannot guarantee I am always making the best choices for my people. Jue can predict the future, and up to this point, every one of its prophecies have been proven true.
Look, I know I'm being overly critical with this. Like, I know it's nitpicks and stuff, but she looks really sleepy.
While justice may
I mean, her design's overall really cool. I like the dragon tail belt.
His decisions have consistently served the best interests of Huanglong. For that, I suppose we will have to talk to it in person to find out. In addition, Rover, Jue once told me to deliver a message to you. To the Awakened One. When raindrops fall upstream, please head to the Northfall Barrens and seek General Jian of the Midnight Rangers. I suppose so. General Jian is currently battling another TD outbreak in the Northfall Barrens, which will also serve as our front line against the Threnodian.
Oh, this is what some of you were mentioning last week, where we're going to be heading towards the front lines. This is probably it. 5 stars get 5 peaks, but I hear 4 stars can have as few as 1. I wonder whether that's done just to kind of hint to people, oh, well, this 4 star isn't that good, so it's just getting 1 peak. But the 5 stars, we won't tell you, because then you'd have to summon to figure that out. It's a marketing tactic. Not that I'm not going to summon for all these characters anyways.
Since you won't need to go there right now, not until when the raindrops fall upstream. I know you're here for clues about your true identity, and I don't want you to leave the city empty-handed. Have you heard about the Black Shores, Rover? It's an organization shrouded in mystery, with a secretive membership process, and members usually keep their identities hidden.
Hold on. You just described the Black Shores as an organization shrouded in mystery with a secretive membership process and members who usually keep their identities hidden. Yet you ask the main character, have you heard of them? Despite him not having memories up till 2 weeks ago. That seems kind of like a loaded question.
Upon your awakening, one of their members discreetly contacted me to gather information about you. But please don't worry. The Black Shores developed a special lament prediction system and has established partnerships with countries worldwide.
If they have partnership with countries worldwide, it doesn't seem like they're all that secretive, right?
While operating in secrecy.
Well, no, they operate in secrecy.
Like the Fraxidus. They have been monitoring the situation in Jinzhou to provide assistance when needed. Thanks to their extra help, my meeting with you went smoothly. This Blake Bloom is their symbol. The Black Shores members usually wear it on their person.
Then wouldn't you be able to identify them? This is such a weird... Like, a lot of secret societies do this. They come off as secret societies, but they have, like, symbols that everybody knows. They have membership joining processes, things like that. It's...
The Black Shores once provided us significant insights into the relationship between the moon and the Threnodians. This time, they've come to inform us a Threnodian is about to resurrect near Jinzhou. Apart from that, I'm not sure what else they may be hoping to achieve. This photo is yours to keep. I will return with Jue shortly, and the Black Shores may be worth your try during this time.
Oh, flashback time. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Rover, are you all right?
That's it? That's all we're gonna see? Oh, come on. Show me more of that dragon stuff.
Black Shores must have a deep connection to your past. Since you are likely being closely monitored by the Fraxidus now, I suggest keeping an eye out for the Black Shore members. They could prove to be your valuable allies. I'll do my best to find Jue and tell you everything I learned from it once I return. This is my promise.
Shouldn't we go look
Yes.
for Jue with her as well? Sunhwa's gameplay is pretty fun. I like all the ice stuff that's coming out.
Sanhua,
Yes, Madam Magistrate.
I will be going on a temporary leave. During my absence, please help me handle my responsibilities in Jinzhou.
Understood. Should I continue protecting that rover?
No need. Both Chanli and I will be away, and there will be more than enough paperwork for you to handle.
Is Lady Chongli leaving for the capital? Please pardon my intrusion, but he just faced an ambush in the Central Plains. What if...
Regarding that incident, we tried to warn him about the Fraxidus, but they were more cunning than we thought. If he runs into another powerful enemy like Scar, he'll eventually have to confront them on his own.
Didn't we just do that though?
Sanhua, you can place more trust in Rover and me.
Understood. I will. My lady, no matter what happens, my sword is always yours.
Okay.
Both the interrogation and my appointed meeting with Rover have already finished.
Scar only needed the two of you as his audience. We already knew what he wanted, and we let him have as much.
The first thought that came to my mind is that Black Swan?
He decrypted every message we intended to convey. It's only proper you meet him in person, as the one who crafted those puzzles. Such intricate puzzles. I guess only Rover has the patience to solve them all.
No detail is too small. I'm sure he understands. Besides, not seeing the opponent heightens the thrill of the game.
Is there a dragon in the background? Kind of looks like the outline of a dragon. Is their database just literally a dragon held in amber or something like that?
If everything goes according to the prophecies of
Somebody sealed in this grand library?
eventually. So, what did our captive from the Fraxidus tell you about Jue?
That Jue had predicted I will have to fight it one day. A fight that will shape Jinzhou's future.
Well, that is unexpected. But you don't seem all that surprised, do you?
Can't say I am. I had suspected as much from our previous conversations, and the message it left me, his words only confirmed it.
Where was it when you last sensed its presence?
It was in Mount Firmament. Unlike Jinzhou City, that mountain is still resting in stillness.
The place where the first people of Jinzhou lived, and where Jue first manifested before us humans. I see.
I'll find Jue and bring it back as soon as possible.
Our enemies could have planned it as a trap. We have a bigger goal to focus on, remember?
I understand. I will not let anything or anyone disrupt the peace in Jinzhou.
Jinshi and the lady who we are talking to are coming out in 1.1. Oh. Is anything about their kids
Let what you heard
revealed
from
yet?
Scar sway your determination?
I only know of Yin Lin. I'm not following like Wuthering Waves leaks too closely.
No. He cannot ever turn me against Yue. If anything, his words only confirmed my theory.
Not even their elements and weapons. Oh, that's kind of surprising.
I am the
I guess
magistrate of Jinzhou, appointed by the Sentinel itself.
I guess I'm kind of used to STOREH leaks. It's like at this point you get leaks every other week or something like that.
The
So
prophecy speaks of a decisive incident for Jinzhou's future, where I will be a key player. The fight between me and Jue is only a precursor.
priorities. There is no Rule 34 of them yet.
My job remains unchanged. I will fulfill my duty as Jinzhou's magistrate with my own judgment.
I mean, the rule of thumb with this sort of games is that if it's a DPS, it will power creep the one before it. If it's a support, then it becomes almost like a must summon this early into the game.
Is that your final answer?
I wish we kind of knew though, then at least I can be saving a little bit with the resources.
A single strand's neglect births mountainous upheaval. You taught me that, remember?
People say that Jinshi is Electro. She looks like a Spectro element to me. Why Electro? We are getting Yin Lin as an Electro character after this, the second half of this banner.
The safest option is for me to go in person.
Very well. Since we are already mid-game, I will let you decide our next move. This time, I shall be a pawn in your hand. Remember, I will always stand by your side, in this crisis or any other.
Yo, I got a thought about Sunday. So suppose you have a fat friend and he said that it's fine, but you know that it's not fine and you tell him to lose some weight. Isn't that like what Sunday does? What? What? I don't think that's the case. It's more like if you do have a friend like that and Sunday is like secretly changing his diet so that he loses weight without knowing. I think that's what Sunday is doing. Rather than just outright telling him like, hey, you should lose some weight. Because he kind of wanted, that's kind of what he wanted to do, right? He wanted to put everyone into a dream and everyone can achieve their own things.
Am I a player or a mere pawn?
I don't know, man. People are just asking STOREH stuff, so...
No matter what, I will do what I must.
There are some promotional arts that have Jinshi with a short sword. That makes more sense to me than or Rectifier. Quickly jump to various gameplays via guidebook? What the hell does that mean? Oh, boss fights. You can't get an echo from this dude, right? You can get echo from the monsters, but not from the people, right? Sunday is brainwashing his friend to only want to eat broccoli and baked fish. Yeah, that's probably the closest amalgamation to it. Jinxie like looks kind of like an ice water-ish character. I don't know if water is an element in this game, but she looks like a, because her dragons were blue, so I just automatically assumed that that's what it is. Palworld all over again. I mean, we kind of do have guns, so we just need to be able to shoot everything with them.
I can feel the tension in the streams. I'm worried something bad is gonna happen.
There you are, Rover.
Best part about this game is that you can infinitely farm relics. Okay, so my experience is, yes, that's true, because you can just go and fight any monsters you want. But I would imagine, like, if you want to do targeted farming, it would probably be super annoying. Plus, you have to kind of hope that after you kill it, it spawns. As in the echo spawns. Because while I was farming the giant monkey one, like, sometimes it wouldn't. And the times that I did get it, it would be a different rarity, like blue instead of purple. And then on top of that, I have to worry about whether I'm going to get healing bonus instead of crit rate. Yeah, that's what I heard people were saying, like, you should only be getting the data bank when you should be only farming these things when you are at, like, what, data bank 18 or something like that. Then you have a much higher chance.
Remember to check your terminal signals and wear the Academy's protective suit correctly. And don't forget to stay hydrated. Now, I have experiments to run. Take care. The Academy has noted a concerning rise in tacit field activities. Please use caution when exiting the...
Why is the text not aligning?
Baija being Baija, she's a little awkward with showing care, but I think it's cute. Anyway, Rover, quick, tell us what happened.
No echoes from human enemies.
Those jerks.
We need to change that. We need to be able to extract echoes from humans.
Jian the General, Jin Si the Magistrate, and Yue, the Jinzhou Sentinel. Is there any kind of connection between them?
Connection? No idea. But I did hear General Jian used to be a military doctor.
General Jian used to be a military doctor. The guy spinning around a giant broadsword and a spear used to be a doctor. That guy? Really?
Speaking of that, I think we'll need to start with a bit of Jinzhou's past.
Oh no. The history lesson. Can't I just go and kill something? Do I need a history lesson?
The storyteller near the theater once told us something like this.
Why is it zooming in? Oh, okay. Flashback.
The Honorable Madame Jinsi, our great magistrate of Jinzhou, was handpicked by Sentinel Jur. Her status as the Sentinel's appointed resonator is rare among all past magistrates. Our Jinzhou was leaderless for years until Jur finally chose her to be the next magistrate, and she answered the call. To further elaborate, we must start with the battle beneath the crescent. The Norfall Barons, scarred by countless wars, discarded weapons scattered like bones. Our soldiers had fought to reclaim the land for years, to no avail. Overthrax, the dreadful Threnodian monster, fed on the frequencies of weapons, turning our fallen soldiers into deadly tacit discords. General of the Midnight Rangers, Geshu Lin, bravely rose to confront the threat. As Twin Moons aligned, General Geshu Lin vowed to vanquish evil, raising his blade against the blood-red crescent that foretold.
It's a huge blade.
His sword blazed with black flames, laying waste to all who dared stand in his way. Victory seemed certain. Until the retroact rain began to fall. Raindrops fell upwards as in the past. Monsters raged, loyal souls fell to blood-soaked sands, infernal carnage. Issuing his last command, Geshu Lin demanded all soldiers stand firm, no matter what happened. Sacrificing his body to the black flames for power, Geshulin charged at the Overthrax with all his might, and he was never seen again. After the fall of their leader, the remaining soldiers despaired until the deafening roar of Qinlong struck like lightning. A lone youth bravely stood up to lead a hard-won retreat.
Oh look, the military doctor.
After the battle, that young man who tamed the wind ascended to fame, becoming the new general of the Midnight Rangers, selected by Sentinel Youre. On the other hand, General Geshu was blamed for the massive losses that occurred under his command, earning him a notorious reputation in Huanlong. That battle struck us hard, but our sentinel rose from its long slumber to select a new magistrate who will guide us into the future. Despite the previous disaster, Jinzhou was off to a promising start under our sentinel and the new magistrate's guidance. The people held hope for a better tomorrow.
Alright then.
Whoa, first time hearing about all that.
What do you mean first time hearing about all that? Don't you live here? Shouldn't this be like something everyone knows? It's a history. Never mind. Unfortunately, the yapping is just part of these games you have to put up with. Honkai Impact used to have... Yeah, I mean... I don't know, maybe this is not what a lot of people think, but I feel Genshin has started to go that route. Like they have a lot of talking about kind of the details of an individual person, and then they will start talking about the overall lore. That's kind of why I started looking at STOREH a bit more. I mean, STOREH has its share of yapping, but I don't feel it's too bad just yet. So
Maybe the Sentinel had its own special ways of picking candidates.
seems to me the Sentinel is just randomly choosing whoever he wants.
Or maybe it is their incomprehensible ways that set these divine beings apart from us. Their thinking tends to be elusive to the average person.
Yeah, true. Wouldn't be surprised if Jue decided to make me the magistrate one day. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a chat with my friend a few days ago about Genshin's story, and the way that I kind of put it was something like, if you had a story about Arlecchino, the first 40% or the start of the introduction of that story is about details that might not even pay off when you eventually get to the details about her character. So it's come to a point where sometimes when I play those stories, I just can't get past that 40%. Unless it's a really interesting story. So with Arlecchino's one, I kind of got like halfway and I just didn't finish it. So I'm kind of hoping with the 4.7 patch, we're gonna get the Dainsleif storyline, which is a bit more interesting. That's what I'm kind of hoping for. But right now, I'm a lot more interested in STARRAIL's story.
And she was suddenly selected to be the magistrate. It must have been so difficult for her.
Worst case scenario, I'll probably jump back onto Genshin once I get into the 5.0, the Natlan storyline, because I know Capitano is going to be there. The other thing with Genshin's lore that makes it a bit difficult is that a lot of the things are hidden away in texts and books. And if you don't read some of those things, or if you don't find them, or, search them up in Wiki or something, you miss out on a pretty substantial part of the lore that provides a lot of context. So it becomes very difficult to sort of make content or even understand the story.
I remember people were skeptical when she first took office. back to Madame Ginger because they trusted Jue's judgment.
Seriously, Lord Jue knows how to choose him. Our previous magistrates were all top-notch at running the show.
Lord Jue knows how to choose them. Our previous matches were all top-notch. Didn't somebody say earlier that the Sentinel, this Lord Jue, can see the future? So it wouldn't be a too difficult thing to choose the right person, right? They would know like what each person's performance is gonna be before choosing them.
She'll already make the city a well-oiled machine in no time. I'd have a mental overclock just trying to keep up with all that paperwork. She was made for this. What is that saying again? Real gold never loses its shine.
And you ever notice how in this sort of games, the person who is in the leadership position is always bogged down by all this paperwork? Like Jing Yuan basically complained about almost the same thing, and then you have now the magistrate doing the same thing, and then when you look at like things like Naruto or something, the leader of, oh my god, what is the term for that? For some reason I just can't remember what it's called. What do you call the leader of the village, of each village? Ah, the Hokage. Yeah, and like even the Hokage basically have like all this paperwork they have to do. Like it's so weird to me that that's a trope. Like if you're in a leadership position or if you're running something or a town or something like that, you have all this paperwork that you have to do. Like can't you delegate that to your assistant or something? Like, I don't know. I'm complaining about the weirdest shit.
Since you were asking about this, did you get clues from your past from Madame Jinji?
The Norfolk Barrens? It's been a battlefield since ancient times.
Rover, it's dangerous there. The Norfolk Barrens is the front line in our defense against the Threnodian. We must be careful about going there.
We need a reason for the resident powerhouse to not be in the thick of it. Yeah, okay, that makes sense, I guess. But it's such a weird choice, isn't it? Like, oh, the big and baddest character in the whole story can't go to the front lines because they have paperwork. It's just such a weird choice to make. And it's not just, I'm not just talking about Wuthering Waves. Like, there's a lot of other stories or you know, like anime or manga that use that trope. Like if you're the leader means you have all this paperwork, which means you can't go to the front line. Like seriously, your army is dying on the battlefield and like, oh, I gotta fill out this requisition form. It's such a weird choice to make to prevent them from going to the battlefield. But I get why they do it. Like,
did you get clues? He sent 2 overseers at once. Their scheme must be far more expansive than we thought.
yeah, that's true though. Like an IRL general would mostly be doing office work. But it's not like the real world general is also the person who is like the most skilled at, you know, sniping or something, right? So you wouldn't need them on the battlefield. But I don't know, it's just a weird complaint.
And right now, the odds are in their favor. If we rush into a confrontation, it could lead us into their traps. Rover, since you were asking about this, did you get clues from your past from Madame Jinji?
The Black Shores? Doesn't ring a bell. Sounds like the name of a place, but I've never seen it on any map.
Because they're a secret organization. So I guess so far the law holds up.
It's only a photo, and I can't tell where it came from with my ability.
And then you just go and straight away reveal every Black Shore member wears a flower like this. So the next time you see them, you automatically know it's them.
We're still in the dark about Fraxita's plans, and the Norfolk Barrens is too risky. The Black Shores seems to be our only option now.
Look, I know I'm being a little bit cynical with all this and maybe coming off as a bit sarcastic, but I don't know, I just find a lot of these things kind of funny.
It's going to be difficult.
I still like the underlying story of what's going on, the theme that's using sound and all that.
Yes, Grandma Lynn runs a flower shop. I'm sure she can give us some tips.
we are looking for a secret organization, but somehow the first clue is from some grandma that runs a flower shop. Yeah, she would know. Okay.
You're making me
Like,
blush a
seriously.
little. Grandma Lynn loves listening to storytellers. I think I saw her earlier. Let's go look for her.
Find Lin Su. Oh, she's like just right here. Okay. I guess we found her. It's partly an outworking of the authority equals ass kicking. If the people in charge didn't have to be the most powerful in the story, they wouldn't have to come up with excuses. Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess a lot of the times stories like this tends to require the person who is at the highest level of authority to also be the strongest person, and that creates this issue of why are they not on the front lines instead of sending a lot of cannon fodder. The whole town is a secret cult, obviously. Yeah, I mean, like, you can kind of tell. Like, this person is a named person like Lin Su, right? And then everyone else is just, oh, middle-aged listener, young listener, and elder listener. Like, what the? Okay. I mean, like, again, it's just a nitpick. I know they can't name every NPC in the game. That's just unreasonable, but...
Oh, hello! Shisha, Yang Yang, what brought you here?
Oh. The voice actor actually sounds like an old person. So, yeah, top notch.
We're here for
Not
some
even a joke.
surprise today.
I'm actually...
And here's our new friend. Ta-da! We've got the ultimate badass here. The one who can crush TDs, cook up echoes, knock Inferno Rider flat, and KO Phalian Baringle with a single punch. The legendary Rover.
Hello.
So you are the famous Rover. Oh, youngsters these days are really something.
Man, really pushing that grandma role, man.
Since you're the flower expert, I got a favor to ask.
Have you seen flowers like this one before?
I'm familiar with most of the flowers local to Jinzhou, but this one, oh, it doesn't match anything we have here. I don't think I've seen anything.
If a random person picks up the flower, that's good. Yeah. Can you imagine the confusion that that creates? Like, if everybody knows that if you have that flower, you are from a secret organization, and some random person just happens to pick it up, everybody will be like, oh, that guy's from the secret organization. Nobody mess with him. Like, there's so many misunderstandings that can come from a secret organization that isn't entirely secret. Like, if, I don't know, it's just... It's weird.
Flower expert like you can recognize it. Who else could help us?
Oh, Chisha, I'm far from an expert. We've got a plan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How is it a secret if everybody knows?
She knows the plans much better than me.
We got a plant type resonator here in Jinzhou. Or is this the healer? What's her name?
Are you talking about that?
Man, I'm terrible at names.
I always see her helping out at your store.
Yes, she has been a great help. She knows a lot about everything plant related.
Yes, Verena.
And she is such a sweet child. Her smiles always make me happy. She reminds me of the lovely starflowers. I'd call out to her, "Little starflower, it's dinner time," and she'd always answer with her brightest smile. What a lovely girl.
What is this conversation? Where can we find her?
Probably up in the back mountain doing some field research.
Do we get a chance to try Verena?
I said I wanted a field in the back mountain to plant my flowers, and she offered to help right away. That's where she is now.
No? Oh,
checking
that's
it
it.
out. Go in that direction, and soon you'll see a waterfall. Walk right through the waterfall, then you'll reach the back mountain.
Have you picked out your free 5-star yet? No, I have not. I can't decide between Verina and Genshin, I think her name. I don't remember.
Anytime, dearie. Don't forget to visit my Penjing shop. I'll have treats ready for you.
Does she own a flower shop? Yeah, but to answer your question, I haven't been able to decide on what 5-star I want, because I got encore for the beginner banner. And I'm not sure if I want Verina or Jianshin. I heard Jianshin her stocks has been going up lately. She's a shielder, healer, grouper, and having played a lot of these gacha games, and all-in-one is always going to be valuable. But I heard Verina is a sub DPS, kind of a sub DPS, a healer and a buffer, which is also pretty good. So I can't decide between these two. And then with Calcharo, the problem that I have is that right now we have 2 choice banners, right? We can get one from this and another one from this. And I kind of want to save one just in case I get Yinlin. Then I can use Calcharo with Yinlin. So I haven't decided what's the best pick right now. I'm about, I don't know, 30 summons in. I might change this, but probably I'm going to stick with Verina and then later on see whether I can get lucky with Jianshin, because these kind of games, like, eventually you're going to get all the standard 5-stars anyways, but you never know. Maybe I get kind of unlucky and just get the same ones. Just get a bunch of... Go to the waterfall behind the square. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I picked Verina. She's good so far, though I would like Jianshin too. Yeah, I mean, I really don't know how to decide between these 2 characters. For me, I expect healers to be future-proof in the early stage for a game like this, but could be wrong. I think healers are gonna be more comfortable to play in general, but I would imagine if you go into like the super end game, you're gonna be fighting things that's just gonna one-shot you. So that's where I start thinking, maybe a shield is more valuable. Plus, Jianshin can also heal, I think, if I'm not mistaken, through her shield. So that's kind of why I'm kind of torn between these 2. Right now, I'm thinking about just going for Verina, but I don't know, that might change in the next couple of days. I'm very indecisive. Patience is key. Yeah, I am impatient when it comes to this hand. My hands get itchy and I just kind of want to click the summon. Do you get Jian's weapon too? No, I did not. I honestly didn't expect to get Jian. I was kind of summoning to get the... What's his name? Mortify? Whatever his name is. The guy with the guns. Because I kind of liked his playstyle. But I got lucky and got Jian. And now I'm kind of worried whether I should try to pull him with like another 10 summons. Because I'm kind of saving for Yinlin. So yeah, I haven't decided on that. But I didn't get his weapon. Usually when I play gacha games, I kind of just default to just getting characters. I like having a roster of characters. The only times where I have gotten a weapon for the character is when I play... in Star Rail, I got the weapon for Jingliu. The light cone is a weapon. For Jingliu and for Acheron. That's the only 2 times I've actually summoned on the weapon banner. She heals only herself. Doesn't she heal anybody who has the shield on them? I don't know. I haven't... When we got a chance to trial Jianshin, I just kind of didn't pay attention. But if I'm not mistaken, that she can heal herself too. She can heal anybody who has the shield, but I might be wrong there. shielders better than healers. That's STOREH meta. Yeah, that's only because, well, not only, but one of the largest reasons because of Aventurine. Like, Aventurine is such a broken character as far as sustain goes. You can just keep spamming his skill and you'll just have infinite shields and nobody gets touched. I mean, my first 5-star in STOREH was Japat. And when I got Aventurine, it was a much easier time sustaining the shields. And if you have Aventurine, you should, like, if you haven't tried the preservation in Simulated Universe, it's even more broken because he can just keep spamming like, 5k, 10k shields, and you just really can just auto the entire game at that point. It's just insane.
This should be the shortcut to the back mountain. Once we cross the waterfall, we'll reach Mount Pingting.
Oh, so this is one of those waterfalls where you can actually go behind them. Do you know, like, when I went through the world as I was unlocking it, I went through every waterfall and I couldn't find a single one that allowed me to walk through.
The flowers seem to be showing us the way. Let's follow it.
Okay. Akron is the only one I got the light cone on top of the character. You have to go big or go home with her. Yeah, I mean, that's... I saved for Akron, but the minute I saw how she worked and how... I mean, you don't need her light cone, but it gives you so much more than if you didn't have it. So I just went for the light cone. With Jing Liu, it was just kind of... I just got lucky. But with Akron, I actually went for the light cone. And I don't regret it one bit. Should I be picking all these things? Like, she's planting stuff and I'm just randomly picking flowers. I wouldn't, like... I'm kind of accept.
A bridge of flowers.
Is that safe?
That's impressive.
Doesn't look like it's supported underneath. Nah, I'm just kidding. Oh, look. Damn it. Oh, look at this introduction.
Hello? Are you lost? Do you need help? Starflower. That's what my Grandma Lynn likes to call me. Oops, sorry. I should have introduced myself first. I know it's a polite thing to do in Huanlong. It is. It is a delight to make your acquaintance. I am Verena. My pleasure to have the opportunity to meet with you today. My apologies. I used to live in the New Federation, so I'm not very familiar with the etiquette here.
Hi, Verena. I'm Chisha. This is Yang Yang, and he's Rover. Grandma Lynn told us we should come find you.
It seems like it. Huanglong does sound like the country. That's my guess, at least.
Oh, right. Grandma Lynn talked about you. I left those flowers so she knows how to reach me. What seems to be the trouble? If there's anything I can help you with.
We're looking for a special flower.
It's an unusual flower indeed. Pure black flowers are rarely found in nature. We can't rule out the possibility that it's been dyed. When looking at the structure, there are a few types of flowers that seem similar.
Is she really gonna just talk about the flower itself?
Take iris, for example. Its petals are similarly oval-shaped, but it has double petals. And it's not viola either, since viola has notched petals. Then there is also the cliff recluse, but this flower has a longer stamen and an extra petal. Lemongrass is also similar in shape. It's native to the New Federation, and Huanlong people may not be familiar with it. Though it has a similar stamen length, it has a conical inflorescence with a trumpet-shaped corolla. Oh, and I almost forgot the peacock flower. It's a single-petaled flower with a similar stamen length.
Is this for real? Is she just gonna list out every flower in existence?
The peacock flower has a distinct peduncle, while this one doesn't.
Yeah, this is what I mean by those kind of like really weird choices when it comes to where the dialogue should focus on. Like, is this really important for us to know?
Wow, you really know your stuff. I learned a lot from that.
Okay, I guess it's to establish that she really knows about flowers.
Anyway, this black flower does look very special. There are hardly any similar plants in nature. So I'm thinking it might be a newly cultivated species. Also, its veins are somehow cross-shaped. I can feel some faint traces of frequency fluctuations on it too. It's a sign of overflowing remnant energy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind when the exposition dump is about, you know, the overarching world, like what Scar was doing and all this kind of stories is happening, you know, that's fine. But like these kind of details is just, it feels a bit unnecessary, I guess.
It should be a unique remnant plant created by a certain type of resonance energy. But in order to figure out the right soil for it, or exactly what type of resonance energy it is, I need more than just a picture.
Gosh, help us out, someone. We don't know what kind of flower it is, and we haven't seen anyone wearing it either. Speaking of that, how does it even work? If I wore this flower on me right
Oh
now,
wow, she's actually asking the question we've been kind of complaining about the last 30 minutes.
Wait, what did you just say?
Yeah, I was just saying, if I wore this flower, would they immediately see me as one of their own?
If this black flower is indeed their symbol, the Black Shore
I didn't just...
immediately notice it on you.
Hold on. Are they just realizing that now? Like they went through all this trouble of figuring out what this flower is, where it's from, and then they just only now realize, hey, why don't we just put it on ourselves and like...
But to everyone else, it would just look like a peculiar flower. Given that, if they are indeed in Jinzhou City, we may only need to wear this flower to lure them out.
Oh, I see. But how do we get our hands on one?
I could probably make one for you with my resonance ability, if you just need something that looks similar.
She can make flowers. Okay.
Marina, you can do it.
That's pretty cool, I guess. Oh.
Way! That's amazing, seriously. It looks exactly like the flower in that picture.
Thank you. It's nothing. I'm glad I could help.
It's freaking amazing! Could you do that again? Please! I love it!
What was that look? Is she disappointed because I was complaining the whole time? Oh no. Is the game self-aware?
Rover, have you noticed?
Oh no. The question every guy dreads. If a girl asks you, have you noticed? Of course I haven't noticed.
We've been seeing these black petals for a while over the place. I'm pretty sure they're not made by Miss Verena. The streams have been disrupted. Someone has been following us. Rover, are you sure you want us to leave? It could be dangerous for you.
What? I didn't choose that option. I didn't say you should leave. I don't want to fight this guy alone.
Wear these black flowers and go look for members of the Black Shores in the city. Rover, please be careful. Ring us anytime when you need help.
Locate where the sound is coming from. This guy must have like super ears that you can hear from like 50 meters away. It's like... Gee, I wonder if these people are bad guys.
Exodus. What are they doing in a place like this?
Defeat the Frexodus members?
Always getting in our way. And what are you doing here? Get lost.
I'll have to take them down first.
Yeah. The reason he said that is just because if anybody was confused on what you should do next. Alright, let's do this. Monkey.
The weird noises persist.
Was his face all covered up? How did he see? Oh, okay. Never mind. I have to have some level of suspension of disbelief. Otherwise, I'm just gonna come off as bitter and cynical. Any tips on leveling Union? Have you seen the gameplay? I have no clue what I'm doing, man. Like,
I should be able to get behind that person.
you see how dumb I am? Like, obviously I'm supposed to jump on that, and my instinct is I'm gonna climb it the hard way. I'm sorry, Deka. I know you're probably looking for better tips, but I'm the worst person to ask. How convenient. Shortcut. Okay, the music died down, so probably something's gonna happen, right? Something bad's gonna happen. I'm gonna just go pick flowers. Wait, hold on. I am supposed to go down there. Why? I went all the way up. I'm an idiot. Oh, there's a timer, okay. I was too busy just talking away. Wait, where is it? Where am I supposed to be going? Oh my god, I'm so stupid.
Better hide here for now.
This doesn't seem like a very good hiding space. Who's this? Was this the person who was with... Ugh! Where did that come out from?
Looking for me?
Oh, here you are.
She has the same eyes as Sparkle.
You're such a box full of surprises.
So we're playing Truth or Dare now. I see. Oops.
Everyone is like going crazy for this, but did you not see the giant parasite thing that came out of somewhere from her?
Getting angry, are we? Sorry, but it's just so much fun to rile you up. You're the very first person to pique my interest like this. You have great potential. Okay, so you're not up for small talk. I'll keep that in mind. You're my mission target after all.
Okay. The most important question that we need to answer when it comes to these things is, where is her sound tattoo?
Bingo! I'm one of the bloom bearers of the Black Shores. This Blake bloom is our symbol. It represents our mission to save the world. That's what it says in the rules, at least. Our plans? What is it again? To recruit as many talents as we can and save the world from its impending doom. So are you in? Nuh-uh, I don't. The world? Couldn't care less. If it's all going boom tomorrow, why not have fun while we can?
The thing that kind of makes me laugh is the fact that with every character that's supposed to be good, they come off as kind of flat when it comes to the voice acting delivery, and then every crazy bad guy has like really good voice acting. Is it like it's as though like they're trying to get us to like the crazy characters rather than the ones who are the good guys?
To stop at nothing for more power, take down any prey without mercy, and indulge in all our desires for the ultimate pleasure. Well, I mean, I'd love to live that way, but alas, duty calls.
You're closer to the end of this patch than expected? Really? Is it close to the end of the story already?
The Black Shores, our garden, is home to many green fruits, and we'll make you the most special seed among them all.
So, is it that she wants his... Okay, I'm not gonna say it. Oh god. Come on, seriously?
Is to nurture and safeguard seeds like you, allowing them to blossom into luscious fruits. Then, once the fruit ripens, I'll get to pick it and indulge the sweetness of my labor all by myself. You're just like what Civilization Simulation Sand Table Tethys has told us. I can feel such explosive potential within
Oh my
you.
god, so many
One day,
innuendos.
you'll surely bear the most beautiful fruit imaginable. No need to be so on edge. I won't do anything.
Yeah, where is her tattoo?
To you, I think.
It's not in the obvious places. If it ever comes to it, I should probably not play these kind of games with an eye tracker.
Actually, I've been diligently protecting you, you know. I got rid of all types of pests that tried to get in your way. Ew, don't mention me and the Fraxidus in the same sentence. I couldn't care less about their petty games, but if they even think of laying their dirty fingers on you, you're mine, and I don't like sharing. Just a couple tricks and I had those fools flapping around like headless chickens. What a boring crowd. Whoa, don't tell me you haven't noticed.
Enjoyed your nightly rendezvous with that long maiden. You have me to thank for keeping those Fraxidus people away. Well, I've answered plenty of questions already. Now it's your turn.
Uh-oh.
Nothing in particular.
Am I gonna have to stop the stream? Because some stuff is gonna happen.
The way you look at me, though, it's almost as if... No, forget about it. But I'll be watching you. You're a very special seed. That I'm very sure. I can feel something oddly familiar about you.
Oh, damn. We didn't get to figure out where her... Oh, we know her name. That's not important. Is that a cat? I won't pay attention to the cat. It's a cat, right?
Try not to let me catch you so easily next time.
And she's gone. Huh. That was fast.
Rover, what took you so long to answer? Did something happen?
Another stalker showed up.
Is that a friend or foe? Are you hurt? The Black Shores. Did she tell you anything? Phew, at least you're safe. Shizia noticed a guy acting suspicious. I think she's keeping an eye on him. Sure. We are in the shopping district. See you then.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was kind of fixated on these cats. What are they looking at? Why is there two of them? Okay, anyways. I'm probably going to... Oh, they stood up. I was gonna end the stream, but then suddenly the cat stood up. Did something happen? What happened, cats? No? You don't know what happened? Okay, wait. I'm just gonna... Okay, it's coming up on 12, so I'm gonna probably stop the stream here. I don't know whether we got through too much of the story because I've kind of mostly been rambling the whole time. So hopefully by the next stream we can finish the story. So just so everyone knows, the next stream is gonna probably be around the same time, but tomorrow. And probably on Monday as well. So I think we can probably end the story pretty soon in the next 1 or 2 streams. But tomorrow I'm probably gonna be going into Star Rail for a bit. I haven't had a chance to try Boot Hill, and I want to see what the new event is about. So tomorrow we'll be doing that and then jumping back into Wuthering Waves. Thanks so much for sticking around. It was pretty fun. I mean, the story has been kind of okay, but I don't know how it's gonna go. Some parts are okay, some parts are just kind of weird to me. Some of the choices, especially with a lot of the really weird secret society stuff. And the one thing that this game has going for it, especially when it comes to the lore, is all the crazy characters are good. That seems to be the rule right now. All the crazy characters are good. So I won't drag this out too much. I have a video coming out about Sunday. I think it came out like a couple of hours ago. Another one's coming out in tomorrow. So I'll see you guys tomorrow on the stream. Thanks so much for stopping by. And yeah, let's see what happens tomorrow. From here, there are the parts of the story. Yeah, it seems like we're kind of getting close to the end, right? So maybe, yeah, we can finish it soon. And then it will just be lots and lots of streams where I'm just farming for artifacts. That's usually how it goes, right? Anyways, thanks so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.